Hey, good morning. I thought I'd show everybody what we've been doing this summer to get ready for the food shortage that's coming. These are my tomatoes. Now we enclosed our screen porch. They go right up there. And what we really wanted to show you was these trays. Now I've got some older stuff just about done here. I'm growing some wheatgrass seeds, you see. I let them go to seed so that I would have another supply. And this is my alfalfa. Now I've had these all summer and so they're just about done. But what we're going to be doing is gathering any seeds that drop off these and redo them. I've got seed trays ready for more production. And if you're wondering about growing microgreens, you need 2 trays per person. So I've got rows down here. And the thing is, we got cat litter trays because I couldn't get any more of these. So we thought, well, what else can we use? And you only need about 1.5 inches of soil, good light, and these things will grow. So I went and got cat litter trays, and obviously I put holes in the bottom of them. And we've got them, these are my peppers down here. We've got them over this side too. So I've turned this little porch area into this mini greenhouse growing for microgreens. And I've kept a few other herbs in here as well. I've got basil, sweet basil down here. Smells so good when you touch it. And I've got rosemary growing here. I love the fact that we've got fresh rosemary anytime because I do a lot of cooking with rosemary, and we also put it in a tincture for health. Got some sage and some more, what is that? Sweet basil. Yeah, and it smells like perfume. It's just amazing. I got some thyme back there too. So we have turned this ready for winter. As you can see, I put up growing lights because in winter, the light isn't as strong, so you need to put them in. But out now, this little greenhouse warms up quite well. I'm going to have to finish my door. But for now, it's worked because we've had some unbelievable winds up here recently. And it's kept my plants healthy and growing. Just like out here, I put in buckets some more herbs. I love growing herbs because, number one, it keeps a lot of bugs away, especially mint will keep mice, ants, and a couple of other critters away. So it's pretty beneficial to have around your house, and you can grow this stuff in pots. So this is mint. This one here is peppermint. And this is spearmint. And I've got other forms growing in my other garden. I've got like chocolate mint, apple mint. So any type of mint really, although I do recommend the stronger the smell, so peppermint or spearmint will keep them away. And then I've got these oregano growing here. As you can see, we're flowering. So we're going to get some seeds off that soon, and I can be harvesting those seeds for next year. And strawberries, they're doing pretty good. If you're like me in the desert, semi-desert region, you can't grow certain things in certain areas, so strawberries do pretty well in pots out here. And let me see if we got any more. I've been taking them off. Yeah, there's one growing down there. Okay. There's one growing. But I've had, you see the runners are starting to spread out, so you can cut the runners off and make more if you wish. But these pots, if you want to know where they come from, these pots came from the local bakery section of the superstore, the supermarket rather. So I'll go into, say for us at City Market, I'll go down to City Market and I'll go into their bakery section and I'll ask them if they have any of these pots. Now these pots are food grade safe, and they've only ever had I think icing in them. That's all I've ever seen from them. They've got stickies when I get them sometimes and it'll say icing. So they're great pots to get. And a lot of supermarkets will throw them out, but if you can grab them before they do that, they may charge you, like for me, it's $1 for the pot and the lid, as you can see this one. $1, and it's I get anywhere from 3 to 5 gallon pots. So all of these pots, buckets I should say, they become pots, but all of these buckets came from the local grocery store. And as the season cools down, I think what I'll do is take a lot of these into that little growing area, and we'll keep them going all winter, so I'll have fresh herbs if I need them. These are just things you got to think about ahead, because it's getting pretty serious with some of these food crises going on. And you know, we've been saying for quite some time that it was going to happen. So guys, if you're not growing, experiment now in the fall and the end of summer, because then you can get an idea of your growing area, what would be most beneficial for you. And it's just a good way to get your hands in the soil, connect to nature, and you know, feel all that great stuff going on with your bodies too. You're exercising. So don't be afraid to experiment with these plants, get some growing going. Whether you find a room in your house that has a sunny disposition, you can put plants on windowsills. But I really suggest that you try alternative things to grow. If you've got a little area in the backyard or a shed, you can lighten it by, this is the greenhouse plastic. It's corrugated, pretty sturdy. And you can use that, take down some of the metal walls and use that and cover over so you can grow inside the shed. Make sure that it gets enough light in the winter. That's always another option. A lot of people are doing those things too. Whatever you can get your hands on, try it, because it's something that you'll need to consider. If there's no food in the grocery stores, you're going to need a way to grow food. And finally, what I do for gardening, let me just take you down here. This area has become like a bird sanctuary. I've got water, seed. But the good thing about this corner is that because I live in the southwest, mid-southwest area in Colorado, there aren't a lot of options to grow out here because you're close to, we are 8,000 feet. You get a lot of heavy winds up this way. But what I do notice is that if you grow wildflowers and whatever grows in your area, and you start collecting those wildflowers and seeds and put them in your garden, it'll grow if you do everything together like a English cottage garden. Because if you look at how these plants grow in nature, they just grow anywhere. So this is what I've done. I kind of mimic nature, and as you can see, it's doing really well. I get hummingbirds and all kinds of great little beautiful creatures come into this garden. Now these flowers, I haven't planted any of them this year. These are the red fairy bells. They just kind of came up on their own, but they are native to this area. They grow around here a lot. And also the phlox kind of grows in the fields around here, so I put that in. But one secret I kept was the herbs. I grow herbs in here as well, and they just collect in the garden. As you can see, this is Mother of Thyme, and this is another type of thyme that I've had in here for a couple of years now, and it just grows all over the place. There's a couple of different places that it's growing. Smells now, you can smell it the minute you touch it. And I've got mint growing in here underneath. See, I've got mint growing in there. Keeps the bugs away. I don't have problems with insects. I've also got wild raspberries. And we went exploring in an old mine in one of the mountains a couple of years back, and there were wild raspberries growing all around what was the remains of a house once. And I bought some runners home, and now I've got wild raspberries growing in that corner along with rhubarb. So this is how I grow stuff. I put everything together because your garden needs companions. And it's really an experiment, but as you can see, it works really well. So I've also got sage growing in there and a few other herbs. And nature pretty much takes care of it if I water it every day. And I have hummingbirds coming up to the feeder. And they're not sure about coming right now. A couple of them come while I've been in here. They know me, but anyway. Okay guys, that was it about the gardening and the food growing. I have one more area I can show you that I kind of didn't know if it was going to come up or not. Some of my veggies are also around the back now. This is zucchini and squash in here. It's doing pretty well. Got some zucchinis growing right down the bottom there. I've also got Swiss chard and squash growing together. They seem to be doing really well, as you can see. The thing about Swiss chard, it's got such beautiful colors. Look at that. Pinks, oranges. Yeah. And this is just like a little sunflower growing here. I've also grown this. We got late season because it was so cold, so I didn't know what was going to grow or what would be successful. So I just put some stuff in and let it go, and as you can see, it's doing okay. I come in and water it. And I've got peppers growing down here too. See? They're starting to come up. I've gotten peppers off these guys here. And I'm not pulling out a lot of weeds at the moment because the weeds kind of keep the soil together. But I've got these peppers growing. And they're starting to produce jalapenos. Here's this one here has got some color on him. Look at that. And that's my growing. Experimenting for the first time this year. I have decided to put in blueberries, which were actually growing. I wasn't sure if they would do okay, but the deer attacked them first off in the year and ripped all the leaves off, but as you can see, they're coming back. So I'm pretty pleased with that. I got about 4 or 5 blueberry plants growing as well. So this is my little garden area, and this is in a desert condition where I'm told that nothing much grows out here. Well, with perseverance and commitment, anything can grow. As you can see, you can get anything to grow if you know what you're doing. Hay is very useful, mulch, organic fertilizer. So anyone can grow if they really want. This is just my backyard view. It's pretty nice, huh? So with that, I'm going to leave you guys. I hope you're having a great day. And this is just a view. Pretty nice. I'll talk to you later. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.